Hello, all. It's February, and that means that Valentine's Day is fast approaching, so of course, we're going to be talking about some of the best bookish couples. Have you ever read a book that made you think, yeah, that's it? Those two right there are the reason that I'm never going to be happy in a relationship and I'm just going to be single for the rest of my life. Because, same. These couples are so iconic, so swoon worthy, and so incredible that they have redefined romance, or at least set the bar very, very high. Those are the couples we're going to be talking about today. Number 1, Six of Crows. Starting off strong, literally, because Kazbracker is a criminal mastermind with a penchant for destruction, and Inej Gaffa is an acrobatic spy with the patience of a saint. Together, they form one of the most fascinating, most impactful, slow burn romances across all of YA fantasy. There are no sappy love confessions here. There's just deep loyalty, lots of trust, and the kind of chemistry that makes you scream into your pillow at 2 a.m., if you know what I mean. Because if love isn't built on shared trauma and elaborate heists, is it even worth it? Number 2, Pride and Prejudice. You guys had to know that you weren't going to get away without me talking about Lizzie and Mr. Darcy. Really, this is the blueprint for enemies to lovers. We have Mr. I love you but I hate you, Darcy, paired with Elizabeth, you're the worst man I've ever met, Bennet. What's not to love? It is a love story filled with misunderstanding and social awkwardness. This is a couple that made generations believe that a well-written, handwritten letter could cause world peace. Because if Lizzie and Darcy can reconcile, then so can... I'm not going to go there. I could go on about Mr. Darcy and Miss Elizabeth Bennet for literal hours, so we're going to move on before we get too in-depth about this. Actually, I'm going to do an in-depth video later, and you guys can enjoy that if you want. Here is now not the time, not the place. We're going to move on right now. Number 3, An Ember in the Ashes. Listen, sometimes love isn't about cute dates and banter. Sometimes it's about literally trying to survive a soul-crushing empire. Yeah, we've all been there. We've all done that. We've all had our fair share. Elias and Leah don't have time for the traditional will they, won't they, because they are always trying to decide, are we going to live long enough to be allowed to love each other? And that is what really sets this couple apart, because every moment that they get together shines so brightly in these stories. Personally, I'm a fan. If you don't know Elias, and if you don't know Leah might take you a little while to like her. Fair warning. But Elias? I digress. Number 4, The Hunger Games. I know you want me to talk about Peeta and Katniss. I know you want me to spark a fight about the love triangle. I know you want me to go there. But guess who's the real MVP romance-wise of these books? It's Haymitch and Effie. I am not even kidding you. This is the real slow burn of Panem. Think about it just for a moment. The grumpy sunshine, the snark, the undeniable fact that Effie begins to care and Haymitch begins to notice. It is everything. In this story, where love is often about surviving, we get to see that it's also about healing and about learning to love someone despite their really annoying habits. Number 5, Once Upon a Broken Heart. I know we're doing this because of Valentine's Day, and I know I really shouldn't be talking so much about broken hearts, but Jax and Evangeline, come on. I'm going to tell you a secret. I haven't actually read A Curse for True Love, and it's killing me. So don't come after me because I'm already suffering. But that fact aside, who doesn't love a morally gray trickster? Not only is he a trickster, he has a tragic past, and our heroine refuses to give up on him. Jax and Evangeline are the definition of, that really shouldn't work, but oh my stars, it does. When fate, curses, and star-crossed destinies are involved, you know the drama's gonna be good. And let's be real, we all have a soft spot for a villain who just might be capable of love. If only someone is brave enough to make him believe it. Number 6, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Okay, so I'm actually a recent fan of PJO. Believe it or not, I read it for the first time in my life last year in 2024. So yeah, I know I don't have the most authoritative voice on this subject matter, but still, I think I can have a say in it. Percy and Annabeth show us that the best relationships are actually built on friendship and on trust and on saving each other's lives consistently. I know from many of my friends that this couple is the couple that defined true love for many of our childhoods. Because what says true love, really, like fighting monsters and arguing over architectural facts? Number 7, The Phantom of the Opera. I need to confess something. I have read the book, and I still prefer The Phantom to Raoul. Look, I'm not saying that kidnapping is romantic, okay? But I am saying that the Phantom is dramatic and passionate and tortured, and Raoul is such a baby. I just really enjoy that Christine and the Phantom have a love story, even if it's a tragic one, that just embodies gothic love stories, right? Like if you want a true gothic romance, read Phantom of the Opera. Not only is it incredible, it's also going to tear you to pieces because it's incredible. Number 8, the Gurnsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. Say that 10 times fast. Honestly, if you have not read this book, do yourself a favor and do so. And then go and watch the incredible movie adaptation starring Lily James because, oh my gosh. Juliet and Dossie's love story is so different from everything else we've talked about. It's very quiet and very thoughtful. It's a very serious kind of love that develops over time. There's no grand drama. It's just two people finding love through books and letters. In this story, the ordinary moments of everyday life are what turn into the extraordinary as they find each other. And it is so sweet. If you want a romance that feels like a warm cup of tea on a rainy day, this is the one. This is the one. Number 9, Technically Not Dead. Last but not least, let's talk about a couple you probably haven't heard of. Ewan and Amara. These two are from a novel that's the first of a trilogy. Oh, and by the way, it's an amazing book and the author is so sweet and charming. I wrote it. Am I allowed to plug my own book in here? Is that fine? No one's saying I can't, so here we go. Ewan and Amara's relationship is a very high-stakes relationship that's built on banter, science, and danger, which is obviously the best combination. Their story is full of a lot of tension and stolen moments, and it may not be the focal point of the story, but it's the kind of love that makes you believe that love can survive anything, even the semi-frequent life or death scenario. So there you have it, some of the best bookish couples to ever grace our shelves. Whether you love enemies to lovers, or slow burn, or a big dramatic mess, Phantom of the Opera, there's a perfect couple for everybody. There's a dream OTP, if you will, to use the lingo of my youth. Now tell me, who did I miss? Who's your favorite bookish couple? Make sure you let me know in the comments. And if you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe and share this with your fellow romantic. You could also send this video to your crush as a little hint hint. There it is. Happy reading. I'll see you later.